Hi, I'm Legalocked, a legacy-locked Ironman. I'm an RS3 player locked into the legacy combat mode and the legacy interface, which means I can't use any abilities. I have quite big plans including, but not limited to, the Reaper Crew achievement, full BiS and slot gear, and even solo 100% Zamorak. I'm playing modern day RuneScape in an old school way. This will not be easy, but fortunately, I love a good challenge. I'm Legalocked, and welcome to my journey. Today's episode of Legalocked involves obtaining two of the biggest upgrades of any account, Prifddinas and CURSES. This means it's going to be a quest-heavy episode to satiate those of you who have been pushing for me to get 150 quest points. Spoiler, we'll definitely have that by the end of the video. As you can see on screen, we have an absurd amount of questing to do, so let's quit talking and get to... Hello? Hey, let me Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh! Dude, it's freaking done! Oh! Dude, yes! Freaking yes! 1420 kills. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. Yes, dude. Oh, dude, get me the frick out of here. Holy crap. 1420 KC for the Zamarakian spear. Absolutely game-changing. I was prepared to go the long haul for the spear, seeing as I finished my previous episode with about 1200 KC. But just a couple more trips later and we got it. Right after that, I went straight to 83 to finish up grinding 80 attack and strength. Snuck in a few legacy runs with one of my channel members, KJ, and finished up the last few levels in a group with Mobid Medic during his live stream. The chaotic spear looks so sick, and I cannot wait to start the corp grind. Aside from the quests to unlock access to the Corporeal beast, I also want to grind out the Champions ring from Rex Matriarchs and DKs, as well as the Old Act Coil. I currently have 4 out of 10 Warriors rings, a few Orichalca KC under my belt, and 67 Invention. Aside from 3 Invention levels, some quests, and a few components, the rest is up to RNG. But in the meantime, I've crafted myself a full set of +4 Bay Knight and got to work on those quests. Let me take you on a wee trip on how I unlock curses. That massive list of quests for Temple at Sentesin, I knocked that out in a single sitting, so buckle up. And just note that I spacebarred the entire process, so take the facts here with a grain of salt. Our journey started off in a plague desert town, Sophanum, where we were tasked with saving the High Priest's soul, which then led us to saving Summona's twin sister from a well in Polivniak, this town here. Move on over to Asgarnia, where we then solved the most pressing issue of 2 fashionista generals. Which color armor do they want to wear? Spoiler, they're already wearing it. We then met their kin, the Dorgashin, who stumbled into the lumbered cellar one day, alarming the Duke and his baby boy Sigmund. All you need to know about Sigmund is that he's a wimp with a hella weak stash game. We got him to boot from the good old Castle of Noobs and jumped back on over to Falador to work our way through the ranks of the White Knights. But first, we had to freshen up a little bit. Needless to say, I felt very confident working my way through all those challenges with the use of my bare noggin. Not a single guide, walkthrough, wiki quick guide. Hey, get that off the screen. What matters is that they think I'm smart enough and I'm in, which made them trust me enough to track down the most dangerous magician in all of Gielinor, Solus Delagar, who somehow ice barrages down an entire squad in a single cast but can only bonk me with his staff while getting impaled in a couple pokes? We needed to change the scenery, so we chose the most beautiful area we could think of at this point, Mauritania, where it's filled with vivacious... undead? But on our way over, we encountered a monk who needed a little bit of assistance, and of course we obliged. All we needed to do was make a mithril longbow and to drop a pouch with a strange orb on the altar of Entrana. Harmless, right? Well, funny story, he's actually an assassin. Oops. Anyways, back in Mauritania, we had 2 goals. Put the shades to rest in Mortan, and obtain the Band of Persuasion from Mr. Tall and Slender, Dr. Fenkenstrain. I'll spare you the details of that morbid task. With our new ring, we head back to the city of Varrock to help the Queen create a tranquil space as a surprise for her hubby, King Rold. With the gentle green finger touch and a bit of literal back-breaking labor, we brought tranquility to Varrock. Except when we accidentally decided to help Cirque Magus create an extremely powerful wand infused with chaotic power, but fortunately, hopefully, we put a stop to him, I think. Then, it was back to the desert. We found a wandering golem that looked a bit lost, but turns out he was the last golem standing after defending the city of Uzer from an attack by the demon Thameron. Dude is an absolute unit.
Oh my god.
We uncovered the lost history, reprogrammed the golem, and headed down a little bit further south to Uzur Mastaba to restore the memory of Queen Senlitten, which also gave us some insight into the history of the Majorat tribe. Speaking of Majorat, we found a Majorat, Jalin, frozen in ice near Relica. And breaking news, he hates being woken up. Remember that in your future relationship, kids. We needed a little pick-me-up, so we went over the mountain to find a troll named Ugg who had fallen for another troll named Aga who was already taken by Arg. To keep it as PG as possible, birds sometimes sing or dance as their mating call, and trolls apparently, very violently, destroy the boyfriend of their desired mate? Kinda mad to imagine, but apparently Ugg was too weak, so he asked me to use my big buff time muscles to get a flower for Aga, and then take care of Arg. Not exactly the pick-me-up I was thinking, but this is RuneScape, so what did I expect? Our trip around Gielinor started to wind down, bringing us back to Varrock to uncover the schemes of the Majorat Zamorak, the baddie from the last two Fort 4 and 3 quests. We didn't put a stop to him, but we really didn't have to because we did just enough to get what we really wanted. The requirements for Temple at Sentiston have been accomplished. Oh, cutscene time. Let's go, dude. Here we go. Oh my gosh, the quest is done, dude. We have access to curses. Let's go, dude. Oh my gosh. Yo. Oh, this is so good. We've got the flex. We've got leeches. Oh, that's so good, man. I'm so excited to have this done. Now I kind of want to take a little bit of a break from quests. Well, maybe like 1 or 2 more quests. That way I can do one other goal that I have been waiting to do until I got curses. And that is Corporeal Beast. So we're going to unlock access to Corporeal Beast by knocking out the last few quests. And we're also going to just knock out 70 Invention because we're so close. That's like 2 more disassembles. And then we'll have the Old Axe Coil, which will be ideal for Corp. That is the Wilderness Easy Tasks done. That's pretty neat. I figured I would go ahead and knock these out because I have almost all the requirements to get the hard diaries. And now that I have curses unlocked, I want to have access to the hard rewards from the Wilderness Diaries because I'll be able to unnote my ashes and bones from the banker next to the Chaos Temple, which will be great for prayer training. Oh, this will also be good for leveling up my Prif stats. Heck yeah, dude. Nice, there we go. That is Spirit of Summer all finished up. And that's the Medium Wilderness Diary. So we got the Wilderness Sword 2, we got these Antique Lamps, which we're going to dump right into summoning. And we will just need to do Summer's End to finish the hard diaries, which will give us access to not only Corporeal Beast, but easy prayer training at the Wilderness Altar. Let's see what level that got us to. Holy crap, 64. We jumped 3 levels. That's awesome. There it is. Summer's End all done, dude. Nice. Got our Spirit Shield, so we don't have to get that as a drop. Holy Elixir is next on the list, and a Sigil, of course, but now we are able to do Corporeal Beast. This is really cool. Oh my gosh. Before we do Corporeal Beast, I'm going to finish the hard Wilderness Diaries just to get that done and out of the way so I don't forget. And then I'm going to just knock out 70 Invention because that is going to be the Old Act Coil, which will be ideal for dealing with the Dark 4. And there we go. That is all of the hard tasks done. Let us go collect our... Where do I actually go for this? I'll have to figure that out. 1 sec. Ooh, I think I might actually put it into Agility because that is the one skill I don't train. Range I'm going to train. So Agility it is. And, ooh, that looks good. 40k from 75 Agility. That is 1 requirement almost done. Now, as I mentioned earlier, there's a couple things that I want to do before I go to Corp, and namely that is 70 Invention so I can get the Old Act Coil. But now that I have this guy here, Harrison, unlocked to unnote my ashes, prayer training is so much easier. So I'm going to work on getting at least to 80 if I can, because that'll give me the Leech Defense Curse, which will help a lot at Corp, because that'll make me more accurate and increase my defensive rating, because right now I just have Leech Attack. There we go. That brought us all the way to 81 prayer, which is good. It's not where I wanted to land, 82, but I mean, I got Leech Defense, which was the primary thing that I needed. We are going to work on getting 70 Invention next at Commander Ziliana, because that is our Reaper. I don't know how this is going to go, but I do have 2 pieces of Augmented Subjugation and my Chaotic Staff that's augmented, so between siphoning those 3 things, that should put us at or near 70 Invention. All right, first time doing Commander Ziliana, so the goal here is just to get our Reaper done. Hopefully we'll, have enough time to get to level 10 at least in all of our augmented gear. Some cool drops that would be from Commander Zilliana would be the hilt for sure, because I would come in very good use at corp. And then the amulets. The amulets would be pretty massive, because then I can move away from using the amulet of the Forsaken, because this thing is actually pretty expensive to repair. Here's to good RNG. Holy crap, this is hard, bro. Oh my gosh, dude, she kind of freaking wrecks. Okay, this might be a kite fight. Holy crap, bro. Yeah, we're kiting this for sure. That's too much. That's tough, dude. That is tough. Hey, there we go. 98 magic. Sort of unexpected. Well, no, that was totally expected. I knew I was really close to the level. I just kind of forgot that I was. But dude, one more level till we're getting our first 99 on the account. It's going to be so sick, dude. And here comes 70 invention. Heck yes, dude. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Old Act Coil is unlocked level-wise, but I completely forgot that you had to, 1, select the Goblin Tree, which requires Death to Dorgeshin, which I knocked out real quick, and that you had to do daily tasks to get currency with the skill tree that you choose. So I just did today's tasks. It was 2 equipment dissolvers, so I have 15 currency, and I need 55. So these daily tasks, quote-unquote, are every 12 hours. So just need to do a few of those, then I'll unlock the coil, then we're off to court. Hey, there we go. First impromptu elevator kill. That's pretty cool, dude. Oh, dude, that's good money. That was 80 marks of war. That's solid. 4.5 minute kill. That's horrid. Oh, but dude, I just got the Reaper. I figured I'd give it a shot. Took forever, but kills are kills. Oh man, yeah, this is rough. I don't know, it's something I can do, I guess, if I need some faster marks of war. But something that has really helped, I didn't document it, but I got the Maniacal aura. So I have 2 out of 3 Berserker auras. I just need Reckless now. Much better kill time. Much better kill time. Dang, okay, that was 35-second improvement pretty much. 254, that's looking like it's going to be the best PR for now. So I improved by 1 minute and 2 seconds. So 254. Oh, perfect. Perfect. That should help out a little bit. So getting enhanced devoted and putting that on the gown, because I think that'll just help with mitigating some of the damage. Even if it procs just like 1 or 2 times, I'll save quite a bit of food. Yes, dude. Oh, I love that. Massive upgrade. Even just enhanced devoted 2 made a huge difference. Remember that thing I said about unlocking the Old Act Coil at 70 invention, then realizing it required the Goblin Tech Tree, which then required Death to Dorgeshin, which then required invention dailies for Goblin Technology currency, which then led me to the realization that I needed 55 Goblin currency? Turns out I was still incorrect. I actually needed a total of 125 Goblin currency, because you have to unlock at least 1 upgrade from the prior tier in order to unlock something from your desired tier. Meaning, I had to unlock pestiferous components from tier 1 for 10 Goblin currency, and one of the options from tier 2 and 3 costing 25 and 35 Goblin currency respectively. With only 15 currency up for grabs every 12 hours, just getting enough currency from this upgrade took me 4.5 days. Well, technically only like 3 minutes of actual playtime, but the wait wasn't exactly fun. In the meantime, I decided to actually give Corp a go with my cannon, which barely made it out alive, but hey, kills are kills. I then held a Legacy Corp mass on stream, which was really fun, and you should hit that subscribe button and join my Discord and the Rheysins clan so you get notified of these things. After the mass, it was time to officially get my first 99. Magic. Chat and I celebrated in the most classic way possible. High Alking at Camelot, where I originally got 99 magic on my main way back in the true old school days. I haven't had a 99 celebration like that in my RuneScape career since that actual time in my life. It legit almost brought a tear to my eye from reliving the nostalgia. But all celebrations must come to an end, which brought our eyes back to Corporeal Beast, but this time with a few adjustments. I set up a banking preset allowing me to bonfire boost and incense stick before any PVM. I also threw a superset into the mix so I can boost melee stats before going into the encounter, leaving me with as much inventory space as possible for each attempt. I have basic weapon poison, my Old Act Coil, Dragon Hatchet to increase corpse affinity values, a few super restores, and food for the rest of my inventory. I pretty much use up every piece of food with every single attempt, but fortunately Beltfish are enough to get the job done, which I have plenty of. I plan to be here for... honestly, I have no idea. Necromancy will be using the Spectral Sigil in some fashion, presumably as the Necromancy variant of the other 3 Spirit Shields, but we don't know that for sure. If that's not the case, then I'll still need one of the other 3 sigils, meaning I could be here for thousands of KC. Alright, it's time to stop farting around. We've got a city to unlock. Or regrow, if we're being technical, but first we've got some grinds to do. It was time to finish up these 4 skills: agility, herblore, summoning, and range. Agility was in the bag already. I'm 7k off of 75, and the quest requirements for Plague's End give me more than enough experience to finish that off. I had all the charms I needed for 75 summoning, which just required a slight detour over to the Dwarven Mines to get about 1200 mithril bars for mithril minotaur pouches. Herblore took a series of herb runs, herby werby, and a new boss for the account, CURSES. Public instances specifically. I'm not quite at the point where I feel ready for 4-mans, but CURSES is very accessible in public instances and offers a silly amount of supplies for training herblore, specifically for potions that benefit later PVM like super restores, adrenaline potions, and summoning potions. There's also the chance for Crypt Bloom armor, which would obviously be very large for the account. And as a side note, I stopped by the water filtration in Hetza Oasis on my first herb run, and it turns out I got my very first onyx for the account, as well as 2 tier 3 elder troves. Very neat haul. As for range, I started out at the Chaos Dwarf Battlegrounds. Not the most efficient place for experience, but I'd like to get myself 2 dragon pickaxes for the Pickaxe of Earth and Song when I get to that point. After I hit 71 though, I decided it was time to start making some progress through the Elven questline to work towards roving elves for the Crystal Bow, although I got a little bit carried away and ended up completing all remaining quests on the Plague's End side of things up until Within the Light. Those few seconds you saw just now of me completing all those prerequisites, those were painful hours spent running and running and running and failing traps and running. Many of you have asked if I ever missed the use of Surge. Let's just say I've never questioned my decision until I got to the Underground Pass in Morning's End Part 2. At this point, I was required to finish off 75 range, which was done doing the trusty ED3 trash runs that we will so sorely miss when Necromancy is released, although this is definitely for the better. Then, as in typical fashion of this episode, I realized I had one more requirement to get: 70 fletching. With how the whole Oldak coil fiasco went about, I'm not surprised I'd forgotten yet another requirement, but it was fortunate timing. The latest Fort 4 and 3 quest, Dead and Buried, brought about the Ranger's Workroom, which brought in a couple neat fletching perks as well as a spinning wheel right next to the bank chest. I can now spin all my flax into bowstrings, string some bows, and disassemble them for components. Yes, I'm spinning my flax. I'm a modern day noob, and I'm proud of it. The skill requirements are officially out of the way now, and it was time for the home stretch. Let's recap. It all started back in West Ardoin, where a woman named Elena was keen to help the people of West Ardoin and cure them of their plague, only to find out it was all a hoax. We brought this to King Lathis, who admitted to the allegations, then requested that we clear the Underground Pass to dispatch his brother King Tyrus, who had been quote-unquote corrupted by the Dark Lord. To our ignorance, this was not only a lie to lay an innocent man to rest, but we now opened up a direct route for the Ironworth elves to easily access the human lands, which also got them closer to summoning the Dark Lord himself, aka bad news. And it wasn't until Arianwen intercepted us on our way back to the king to let us know that King Lathis was working with the Ironworth the whole entire time. The Mourners, aka the Death Guard, are secretly Ironworth elves. It was time to mend our faults. We infiltrated the Mourner HQ, discovered their true plans, and became tasked with discovering the fate of a Mourner patrol below ground, which led us to the Temple of Light, a temple of defense built by the elves, locking away the Death Altar from the wrong hands. We manipulated the light, unlocked access to the Death Altar, charged the newly made crystal to then cleanse the corruption from the temple and restore its protection. We then jumped into the light to discover what caused the disturbance, only to find the puzzles we encountered led to a caved-in tunnel that led directly to the elven undercity of Prifddinas. It was at this point we discovered Prifddinas was never lost. It was reverted to a seed, and Lord Ironworth was attempting to secretly regrow the city through the power of the Dark Lord. We had to act fast. We gathered the remaining elven elders into the Grand Library and began the ritual to regrow Prifddinas before Lord Ironworth was able to. But the Dark Lord had appeared regardless. We had to rid the plague from the crystal seed, but every attempt it became stronger, consuming Lord Ironworth in the process. Alas, we were successful in cleansing the crystal and regrowing the city to its true beauty. And now, Prifddinas is officially open to all, humans and elves alike. Well, now you're all caught up. It's been an immense journey to get to this point, and with Necromancy right around the corner, it's only getting started. This is going to be the final episode until we start delving into Necromancy content, where I'll be dividing my time between this account as well as my main account for my series Nefarious Necromancer. There's going to be a lot of series content on this channel, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. I've also started a clan, Rheysins. which you can join via my Discord link in the video description or guesting in our clan chat in-game and requesting an invite. Take care.